my sunglasses on, not because of the sun decided to come out, because your future is so bright. All right. Got a couple of laughs. Thank you for indulging. My name is Mike Ciosi, and I have the pleasure of serving as the president here at Rowan College of Burlington County. I want to welcome everyone to RCBC's annual graduation ceremony. We are so glad that you could join us to celebrate the success of our students. This campus never looks better than during this season when it's filled with our inspirational graduates, their proud and supportive friends and families, and those of us who are privileged to work with them. Today is the first of 3 ceremonies that we'll be hosting this week for each of our academic divisions: liberal arts, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and health sciences. Don't tell the other 2 groups, but I think you might be the smartest and the best looking, okay? I have 4 kids, so I tell them all that they're the best looking and the smartest, so I know how to spread the love. As a reminder, today's ceremony is being live streamed on YouTube, accessible through the college's website, rcbc.edu. So if you want to send a quick text to someone to watch from home, now's the time to do that. Before we begin, let's honor our country and all of the brave men and women who have served to protect our freedoms. Please stand for the national anthem. Please remain standing, as I'd like to take a moment of reflection to either say a prayer, remember a loved one, or just appreciate your personal journey to this day. Thank you. You may now be seated. I appreciate taking that moment to reflect, because I think there's been a lot to think about over the past 3 years. Our worlds have changed, but nothing can take away the accomplishments of our students who have transitioned from high school to earning a college degree in circumstances that no one could have imagined. Earning a college degree is difficult enough when you're balancing the priorities such as career and family. But then throw in a never-ending pandemic that's threatened people's lives, livelihood, and in many cases, our collective sanity. While it's easy to think of experiences that we lost over the past year, I prefer to look at what we have gained. We have all gained the self-confidence and empowerment of overcoming an unprecedented, generation-defining moment of our lives. Our students, our faculty, and our staff reinvented how we work and learn with flexibility, patience, and good nature. We have reimagined the meaning of community as we have adapted to a digital community more quickly than we anticipated, and then welcomed the opportunity to reunite in person. We have helped each other, whether it was students helping each other study online, faculty members giving a struggling student their personal cell phone numbers, or our nursing students who volunteered at COVID testing and vaccination centers. Although this time has been difficult on a million different levels, I personally am going to emerge with a greater sense of appreciation for family, community, and our ability to persevere. I hope that you share some of my pride and optimism that is inherent in the class of 2022. I also want to acknowledge my appreciation for some of the special guests seated behind me and in the front row to the left here. I start everything when I can with our students. So our valedictorian for the class of 2022 is on the stage behind me, Christina Saleri, who you're going to hear from in a little bit. Today's keynote speaker, Senator Troy Singleton, who you're also going to hear from. We have Burlington County Commissioner Director Dan O'Connell, and we also have Burlington County Commissioner Allison Eckel. We have the chair of the Rowan College of Burlington County Board of Trustees, Robin Walton. We also have 3 more trustees. We have Kevin Brown, we have Gina Reed, and we have Dr. Anthony Wright. We have the college's Foundation Board Chair, Joe Tredinnick. We have my dream team of my Vice President, Senior Vice President and Provost, Dr. David Spang, Vice President, Enrollment Management and Student Success, Dr. Karen Archambault, and Vice President for Workforce Development, Anna Payanzo-Cotton. We also have a guest from Wilmington University, the Assistant Vice President for Partnerships and Community Affairs, Dr. Robert Resigno. And additionally, I have more members of our dream team. We have the college's Chief Financial Officer, Kevin Kerfoot. We have the college's Chief Administrative Officer, Nicole Tavares. We have Foundation Trustee, Eric Elmore. And we have Foundation Trustee Emeritus, Barry Lefkowitz. And also seated in VIP, we have another trustee of the college, Dr. James Kerfoot, and his wife. Now the real VIPs. Sorry, guys. And that's you, our graduates. That's why we give you the best seats. Your degree certifies that you possess knowledge and mastery of skills. Earning that degree amid a pandemic certifies your character and work ethic. It's a badge of honor that you can proudly show to the world as proof that you are career ready, crisis tested, and one tough Baron. I was going to say windproof, but I don't think we're windproof up here. So hopefully you got the bobby pins holding your hats down. But I think the fact that you chose the #1 community college in the state of New Jersey already proves that you were smarter than most. As you move forward, please remember where you came from and the others who follow in your path. Be generous with your time and your experience. Mentor RCBC Barons. Provide jobs when you're in a position to hire. Or simply give a few dollars back to the RCBC Foundation. You can do that right now by texting RCBC to 71777 or by visiting us at rcbc.edu/foundation. Next, we're going to hear from a very impressive Baron. Now, I spent a lot of time over the last month at award banquets applauding many of our students, and I think I saw Christina at every single one. She received award after award, and she deserved every single one of them. She was named to the All-New Jersey academic team. She's a recipient of the Mary Toutant Memorial Scholarship. She was a Chi Alpha Epsilon Honor Society inductee this year, and that is the Society for Students in our Education Opportunity Fund program. And there are many more that Christina earned while completing her degree with a perfect 4.0 GPA. But a list of awards doesn't come close to telling her story. Christina was in her 30s when she made the decision to attend college after overcoming what she described as a traumatizing start to life, destroyed by poverty, violence, abuse, and parental addiction. Shortly before her first semester, tragedy claimed the life of her mother, and then COVID provided more chaos. Yet, Christina kept pushing herself to engage in both her studies and campus life through the Student Government Association and through her work to support the campus food pantry. Throughout this COVID era, there were many times when she was the only student on campus because of her commitment to make sure that her colleagues had access to food. The most important 2 words of this college's mission is to transform lives. And there's no doubt that Christina is proof of that. Please welcome class of 2022 valedictorian, Christina Saleri.
Wow, what an amazing view. And I truly hope you all feel as good as you look right now. My journey, the one that has led me to this incredible moment of graduation alongside my peers, for so long before was stricken with various adversities and limitations. And I'd like to take just a few moments and share with you some of those experiences that I've had up until this point. It was in my mother's personal struggles enduring abusive relationships while losing a battle against drug addiction that my siblings and I found ourselves trapped in this cycle of poverty that was just completely relentless. There wasn't a time I remember that we didn't receive various assistances through welfare programs, and we certainly would have had even harsher circumstances without them. And even with the assistance that was provided, we often came up short, and it was common that basic needs like food and weather-appropriate clothing were left unsatisfied. By the time I had turned 16, I was out of school permanently with an absolute need to work if I wanted to keep a roof over my head or have food to eat. And up until that point, I had attended a total of 10 different K through 12 schools. I had attended a different school almost every single year of grade school. And once officially removed, I would not again find myself with real access to academic resources for at least 13 years. At 18, thankfully, I had obtained a diploma, at least by way of GED, but I would again continue facing one hardship after another throughout my 20s. And meanwhile, with no discipline, no mentorship, support, or guidance, I was still delusionally waiting for some sort of white knight to come save me, or to experience some major life improvement despite not actually doing anything positive to improve my situation. I was lost and wandering about, and almost always feeling alone. Until May 9th, 2019, early that morning, I would receive a phone call, one unknown to me at the time, but one that would forever change the pathway of my life and lead me right here in front of you today. My mother had been a victim of an intentionally set fire that ultimately claimed the lives of 4 people. She was rescued from that fire by some incredibly brave and heroic firefighters, but it was not before she would receive serious burns that covered up to 70% of her body. She would fight to recover for almost 9 months, and it was during those months alongside her that these 3 giant light bulbs had finally went off for me, and I began looking at things in whole new ways. I found myself understanding the reality that there was no Superman coming to save me, and it really was going to be up to me to get things done. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and I had no idea even how to really start. But for me, my strengths were going to grow by way of education. But how? I didn't have even some of those basic requirements needed for a university application. And the price tag that would be associated with such an institution was more than I could even fathom. And then, very unfortunately, on January 22nd, 2020, my mother would succumb to her injuries. And while trying to manage the grief and acceptance of the events that had occurred over my entire life, really, just 2 months later, COVID went on to shut the world down. What was I going to do now? Now, I certainly don't have to tell a single one of you about experiences had through this pandemic. But I am just so unbelievably grateful that RCBC made a way to make themselves accessible to us during such a chaotic and challenging time. It was this college and so many of the programs and organizations associated with our campus community that would all go on to provide me access to real opportunities and far beyond just academics. I knew that if I had any chance for this educational journey of mine to be successful, that I was going to really have to dig in and give it everything I had and more. And I really did give it my best attempt. I took every advantage of every opportunity that I could handle, in an effort to learn and grow. And now in these areas that I had never had access to before. And it is in those experiences and in those opportunities that this continuing access to so much real resource and support in academics, of course, but also my personal and professional developments as well. They began to provide many of those foundational core structures that I had been missing for so long. And I just want to say thank you to the many individuals and organizations whose efforts and commitments to providing all of this support, mentorship, and guidance, it has all continued to provide me resource, motivation, and confidence that I was lacking. I am truly grateful. Thank you. Now, throughout this journey, I've always known that I was not the only one going through a variation of struggles and challenges in their life. I've always deeply empathized and felt this sort of sense of duty to try and fulfill any sort of need that I could, hoping to just really help someone else improve their situations, even when I wasn't doing that for myself. I have felt this way and hope to provide support despite my own exhaustive list of needs. And there again, I found my local community college full of resource and opportunity that would allow me to participate in those club and community like-minded efforts where I found myself with multiple opportunities and support to develop in student leadership while earning my education. And now, as we have completed our programs and we are getting ready for these next moments to come, I have found myself not with just the access of a university simply being a possibility, but it is soon to become my actual reality. And the possibilities certainly do not stop there. My goals include working towards a master's degree or going to law school. I have these ambitions to continue seeking higher education with the hopes of having opportunities to research and really be a part of efforts to better understand those deep complexities, and while making effective attempts towards solving some of those root problems that are creating this repetition of hardship and adversity that so many people have to endure. And so it's with that to you, my peers, the Rowan College at Burlington County class of 2022, I would like to leave these few but precious tools that I've been so grateful to receive along this journey of mine. Find strength in knowing that it is who you are right now, in this moment. That individual who remained committed and put in the efforts needed to be accomplished and successful. It is that person who gets to decide where you go from here and what goals that you get to accomplish. Use those incredible strengths and always make attempts to seek out continued resources and supports to refine your skills and direction. Be sure to surround yourselves with individuals who will lift you up, provide mentorship, and who are just genuinely happy for your success. These are the people that will go on to open windows of opportunity you couldn't even imagine. And along that pathway, while you're taking advantage of those opportunities to grow and learn, and not just as scholars or career-focused individuals, but as people too. Be sure to extend your reach where you can and provide any resource or level of support to someone else trying to find their own pathway. Not only will the fulfillment of doing for others motivate you to extend that reach even further, you will be making positive, lasting impact on those around you. You are driven, motivated, goal-oriented, and goal-accomplishing role models. Our communities need such dedicated and committed individuals like you. So find a sense of belonging in your community and use the skills and strengths that you have to make the world just a little kinder. You've all worked incredibly hard and have accomplished an amazing goal. You deserve to be proud, and I wish you all the absolute best, each in your own journeys, as you go on to create many more exciting and successful moments, just like this one that we have gotten to experience together. Congratulations, RCBC's class of 2022. We did it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Christina. All right. Today's keynote speaker has been a huge supporter of our students and this campus and this institution from his role as a state senator of New Jersey's 7th Legislative District, which includes where we're all sitting right now in Mount Laurel. He was raised in Willingboro and is part of the Rowan University family, having graduated from our partner, Rowan University, and having served on its Board of Trustees. A state legislator since 2011, Senator Singleton has devoted his life to public service. Senator Singleton is frequently on campus to support students. I think he's never said no to me once. Every time I've asked him to come, be it virtually or in person, he showed up. His office frequently provides internship opportunities for all of our students. In fact, one of today's graduates, Noah Lepic, interned with his office this past semester. Please welcome a huge friend of RCBC, Senator Troy Singleton.
I don't want to break this microphone, so I'm not going to touch it anymore. Hey, Barons, how y'all doing? Hey, don't let the overcast overshadow this incredible accomplishment. Hey, Barons, how y'all doing? All right. Hey, before I begin, because I got a lot of conversation for y'all, I'm lying. I got like 2 quick things to say to y'all. A huge shout out to the family in the back. Their individual names may be on this, but it's because of all of y'all and y'all support and that they are here today. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for being supporters of these incredible students. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was chuckling because when first thing Michael said, before he even gives you your degree, he wants you to donate to the college, which I was like, I love the hustle. That's why he's my friend, because he's never stopped. So I appreciate that. I got to thank Michael because he's been a friend for a long time, Dr. Ciosi, and he invited me to speak here today. And more importantly, for his leadership of this institution. It is one of the great honors of my life to be able to deliver a conversation to this incredible class of 2022. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge my friend, our board chair, Robin Walton, recently appointed as our trustee chair. Thank you, Robin, for all of the work you do. One of the most accomplished women I know. And to our incredible valedictorian, whose story is an inspiration to me and to hopefully to each and every one of you. Perseverance matters, and it shows what we can do when we never give up on ourselves. But let me begin by saying how inspired I am by all of you, by the parents in this graduating class who are taking care of their kids and working sometimes 2 or 3 jobs while completing your education, while our men and women who are serving or who have served in our military, God bless you, but never lost sight of their academic aspirations, by the amazing dreamers in your body who have known no other country but this one and who have risen to the heights of academic excellence. Thank you. To our first generation college students, of whom I count myself as one, who beat the odds and all the naysayers who said they will never walk across a stage like this and get their degree. You've shown them what you can do, that all things are possible. And by each and every one of you who make up this beautiful mosaic that you are now part of the larger Rowan family. While I find inspiration from every single one of you, I will, however, ask you to do a few things after you leave here today. First, I want you to bask in and remember this feeling of accomplishment. The future will bring more challenges to you. Spoiler alert, there will be more challenges brought to you. Don't let fear or self-doubt hold you back. You've seen already what you're capable of, so you know you can have the tools at your disposal to overcome those barriers. Second, be a difference maker for someone else. There is someone right now, either watching on the stream, in your family, in your friend circle, or community, who is inspired by the accomplishment you are achieving this morning. Because of you making it to this stage, they will say they can as well. That is an incredible accomplishment It's an incredible testament to who you are to be an inspiration to someone else. I often say the greatest compliment that anyone can give to any of us is we are better for having them come our way. My friends, there is someone right now who thought they could not make it, who thought they would never achieve anything. They thought they were told they could never be anything more than what someone else's opinion of them were. But they are looking at you right now because they're from the same neighborhood, same social circle, and saying, because of them, I can too. That is incredibly empowering. But it's an awesome responsibility that you also have. So you have to, I beg you, please pay it forward. You're encouraging people by your journey just by sitting here, by walking across this stage today. And there's someone probably sitting in that back or maybe not here who helped you get here. They encourage you along this journey. Thank them today. And be a source of support when they or someone else needs you as well. Thirdly, never, ever give the pen of your life story to someone else to write. Never, ever give the pen of your life story to someone else to write. Make sure that you are always holding that pen. And make sure that you are always writing that script. Be brave and be heartfelt when writing it. It's your story, and there are no limits to what you can have and what you can achieve through your hard work, perseverance, a little bit of luck, and a passion to succeed. Now, that being said, this only rings true if you believe it. So be unapologetically you when you continue to write your life script. And lastly, focus your unique and individual talents for the betterment of our country. We live in an exceptional nation. Though imperfect and constantly evolving, a nation founded by people who also dared to think differently, but buttressed by so many others throughout history who fought for their seat at the table to make it better. But our nation will only have a bright future if leaders like you make it so. My plea to you is, don't just go and be great for yourselves, but be great for your families and for all of us who are around you. Our communities need your time and your talents. And if you are willing to bestow upon the community all the time and talents, the tools you've been given by this great institution, then I will feel comfortable about our future. Whether you're a young graduate today or young at heart, the challenge and the mantra is still the same. Make a difference. Use what you've been taught to make a difference in our communities. Use what you've been taught to continue to be that inspiration to someone else. My friends, it is an incredible accomplishment to be a college graduate at any level. There are so many who start this journey and do not finish. There are some in this crowd who have started this journey years and years before, but never gave up in its darkest moments and made sure they still got to this stage. Use that as your fuel to guide you forward. Use that as your passion to make a difference. Use that to continue to make yourselves, your families, and all of us proud. I cannot tell you how honored I am to share in this moment with you. Congratulations to this incredible class of 2022. And I look forward to seeing what great successes you will be as you continue on your life's journey. God bless you all. Thank you.
Now, I had originally asked Troy to speak back in 2020, but this COVID thing got in the way. So he's been waiting. So you can see why I asked him to share his time and perspective. So thank you for your words. To be fair, I'm an equal opportunity hustler because I ask Trenton for money, I ask Mount Holly for money, and I'm asking you for money. So I do ask everybody for money, just to be fair. But we're going to do things a little backwards today. Many of our students earning their RCBC degree, many of our students earn an RCBC degree before ultimately earning a Rowan University baccalaureate degree. Senator Singleton already has his bachelor's degree from that institution, so I'm going to ask him to join me up here as I present him with something better. In recognition of his lengthy term of public service and support to all of our students, I'm proud to present Senator Singleton with an honorary RCBC degree in political science. I think I asked you for money in that too, so don't open it here. Don't open it on stage. There's always a catch. Now it's time for the most important part of today's ceremony. Please welcome RCBC Board of Trustees Chair Robin Walton, who will certify the class of 2022 for their degrees.
He did a great job with that ask. Thank you, Senator Singleton, for your commitment to all of us in the state of New Jersey, but especially to Legislative District 7 and to us at RCBC. And I just want to take a moment and ask you all of our graduates on today, if you can, to please stand up. It's nice to get a little bit of exercise anyway. So there comes a point in time where we do things focused on the collective. And there comes a point in life where it's just you, looking yourself in the mirror as you walk on your journey, and there will be ups and there will be downs, and there will be opportunities and there will be challenges. And I want you to say something today to yourself. And that is, repeat after me. I did this today. I need to hear it louder. I did this today. Remember the feeling you have today. And remember the journey it took to get here. Because as you go on to your next steps in higher education or on to employment, as you go on to either start families or continue to raise families, as you go on in life to be leaders, because I believe that each and every one of you are and will continue to be, you will surely have to look yourself in the mirror and remember the strength you've had through your journey to get here today, and the strength that it will take to continue to be leaders. I am so proud of each and every one of you, and on behalf of the board members who give of their time, as I say to Dr. COC, their time, their talent, and their treasure, because they believe in you, we congratulate you on today. Please have your seat. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, please accept our congratulations to all of the graduates and their families on this outstanding achievement. Thank you for trusting RCBC to meet your educational goals. And best of luck in your next step, whether you are entering the workforce or transferring to a four-year college. I am proud of your accomplishments and by the authority invested in me by the New Jersey Secretary of Higher Education, I ceremonially confer these degrees upon the candidates for graduation who have completed all of their degree requirements according to the college's academic and registration officials. President Cioce, you may call the candidates forward. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Robin. I will now ask the ushers to escort the candidates to the stage. Graduates, as your names are called, please pick up your diploma shell to my left and then stand for a photo to memorialize your achievement. Our readers, I see Dean Vandergrift, hello Donna, and I see Associate Dean Elizabeth Anisius here. They have a hard job. They have to read all your names. So let's get this party started then.
Joseph A. Charles, Associates of Art. Michael J. Anderson, Associates of Applied Science, magna cum laude. Martin P. Delory, Associates of Science, cum laude. J. P. Kadadia, Associates of Science, magna cum laude. Wade Jablonski, Associates of Arts, magna cum laude. Luke S. Quinones, Associates of Applied Science, cum laude. Kaylee A. Gonzalez, Associates of Science. Mary Rita Turchichi, High Honors, Associates of Arts. Shannon K. Doherty, Associates of Science, summa cum laude. Joanna Perea Abreu, Associates of Science, summa cum laude. Jamie A. Reynolds, Associates of Applied Science, cum laude. Mata Theodore, Associates of Applied Science, cum laude. Sarita L. Matthews, Associate of Applied Science. Megan E. Gallagher, Associate of Applied Science, cum laude. Michelle L. Springer, Certificate. Marissa D. Hopkins, Associate of Science, summa cum laude. Royalty L. Adams, Associate of Science. Alexa R. Pancoast, Associate of Science, summa cum laude. Blair V. Elzy, Associate of Science. Jessica M. Growl, Associate of Science, cum laude. Christina Saleri, Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. Harley Ann N. Sprankle, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Juliana M. Dara, Associate of Science, cum laude. Joanna M. DeMiro, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Amy Haberstick, Associate of Science, highest honor. Madison M. Pappy, Associate of Science, cum laude. Lauren P. Nocito, Associate of Science, cum laude. Curry N. Gappa, Associate of Arts. Katerina Iannuzzi, Associate of Science, Honors. Michael N. Iannuzzi, Associate of Science. Shane C. Joyce, Associate of Science, cum laude. Isabel C. Hankins, Associate of Science. Melissa Hernandez Leon, Associate of Science. Stephanie M. Pagan, Associate of Applied Science, summa cum laude. Noah J. Lepick, Associate of Arts, magna cum laude. Miranda Toner, Associate of Arts, magna cum laude. Dominique Bragg, Associate of Science. James E. Boyd, Jr., Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Demi C. Sarnice, Associate of Science. Marcus A. Claus, Associate of Applied Science. Caitlin V. Palmer, Associate of Science. Mohammed Naeem Bodine, Associate of Science, summa cum laude. Tatiana I. Weathers, Associate of Arts, magna cum laude. Connie A. Gentry, Associate of Science. Shawnee A. Lobster McGaskill, Associate of Applied Science. Mackenzie R. Scott, Associate of Arts, magna cum laude. Cameron J. Pryor, Associate of Science. Elizabeth Sexton, Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. Barack Aquiles, Associate of Science, cum laude. Xavier A. Cruz, Associate of Science. Luke J. Terse, Associate of Arts, magna cum laude. Nicholas A. Gardiaz, Associate of Applied Science. Christian M. Magrino, Associate of Arts. Cheyenne T. Morgan, Associate of Science. Wu Fun La Luen, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Ryan J. Prohachuk, Associate of Arts. Kathleen M. Martin, Associate of Science, summa cum laude. Lena M. Williams, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Olivia R. Williams, Associate of Science. Tara A. Mathis, Associate of Science. Jolie DeMonte, Associate of Science. Aaliyah M. DePremio, Associate of Arts, cum laude. Joshua L. Foster, Associate of Arts. Shane A. Ratcliffe, Associate of Science. Brittany Cutshaw, Associate of Arts. Patrick Peterson, Associate of Science. Marina A. Antoniak, Associate of Arts. Julie A. Bitzer, Associate of Applied Science, magna cum laude. Taylor J. Cumming, Associate of Science, cum laude. Kimberly O., Associate of Science, high honors. Shelby L. Vaughn, Associate of Science. Tiana P. Carter, Associate of Arts. Alyssa Y. Chappelle, Associate of Science. Patrick Newport, Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. Jamie E. Toner, Associate of Science. Tani Jimenez, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Alexander J. Brown, Associate of Science. Ali J., Associate of Arts. Monet L. Hart, Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. Yanu E. James, Associate of Science. Edwin Gonzalez Jr., Associate of Science. Charisse R. Bonifant, Associate of Science. Caitlin N. Ferry, Associate of Science, summa cum laude. Han Zhang, Associate of Science. Foon Trung, Associate of Science. Melissa R. Birkin, Associate of Science, highest honor. Rashveer Kaur, Associate of Arts, highest honors. Amaya Cleveland, Associate of Science. Laura Wilson, Associate of Fine Arts, highest honors. Miss Abigail R. Maldonado, Associate of Science, cum laude. Victoria S. Moran, Associate of Arts. Jacqueline Haydorn, Associate of Science. Chloe E. Griffith, Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. Stephanie A. Zawacki, Associate of Science, cum laude. Kelsey T. Nicholson, Associate of Arts. Sydney Woodabu, Associate of Science. Alexia L. Shepard, Associate of Science. Mackenzie V. Otis, Associate of Arts. Samantha A. Gerstenacker, Associate of Science. Christine M. Jones, Associate of Science. Raven P. Balliot, Associate of Arts. Allison A. Libertor, Associate of Science, summa cum laude. Ashley L. Conkle, Associate of Science, cum laude. Hannah Beth Music, Associate of Applied Science. Brianna M. Thomas, Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. Nayeli K. Lopez Jimenez, Associate of Arts. Kira Williams, Associate of Arts, magna cum laude. John T. Wisniewski, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. McQuasia Scott, Associate of Applied Science. Chizimuzo E. Montab, Associate of Science. Salman H. Bayat, Associate of Science. Samantha M. Mendel, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Litalia M. Barber, Associate of Science. Darlene C. Curtis, Associate of Applied Science. Amy L. Rinaldi, Associate of Science. Amanda Patty, Associate of Science. Selena H. Crary, Associate of Arts. Madeline M. Tucilio, Associate of Science. Jocelyn P. Jeffries, Associate of Science. Chrissy J. Magnus, Associate of Applied Science. Sarah L. Hayel, Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. David Stevenson, Associate of Science. Melissa V. Villain, Associate of Applied Science. Rebecca M. Welsh, Associate of Science. Haley Wilden, Associate of Science. Shartega T. Milborn, Associate of Science. Latricia M. Gee, Associate of Applied Science. Mariana Souza Tenorio, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Margie Vera, Associate of Science, summa cum laude. Liza Zakowski, Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. Nashima Daly, Associate of Applied Science, magna cum laude. Mariah Yates Holmes, Associate of Applied Science. Sepa Oflu, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Victoria E. Rosenfeld, Associate of Arts. Chanel B. Tomlinson, Associate of Science, cum laude. Asha McFarland, Associate of Science. Christian C. Lewis, Associate of Science. Annalise S. Alston, Associate of Science. Jessica A. Tapia, Associate of Science. Brady S. Tremaine, Associate of Arts, magna cum laude. Jesse H. Gage, Associate of Arts, cum laude. Kylie A. Gray, Associate of Science, cum laude. Zissy M. Jimenez Martinez, Associate of Science. Catherine A. Saka, Associate of Science, summa cum laude. Jacob P. Lusner, Associate of Science, magna cum laude. Sharon L. Pratt, Associate of Science. Adriana M. Roberts, Associate of Science. Audrey B. Mellick, Associates of Arts, Associates of Science, summa cum laude. Carmen R. Mercer, Associates of Arts in 2 degrees, summa cum laude. Amandeep Kaur, Associate of Science. Tanaya V. Hartsfield, Associate of Science. Janelle G. Zoll, Associate of Science. Julian Howell Johnson, Associate of Science. Kelly E. Clark, Associate of Science, Associate of Arts, cum laude. Melissa Garcia, Associate of Applied Science, cum laude. Jennifer Del Rosario, Associate of Applied Science, summa cum laude. Yesenia Nieves, Associate of Applied Science, magna cum laude. Adiemi K. Shepard, Associate of Applied Science. Kayla F. Rodriguez, Associate of Science. Angeline Leandri, Associate of Science. Jacob O. Riez, Associate of Science. Tanaja N. Green, Associate of Arts. Guadalupe Luna Dionisio, Associate of Science. Jessica Ribeiro, Associate of Science. Kayla T. Walker, Associate of Science. Melissa E. Simon, Associate of Science. Tiamar Fenelon, Associate of Arts. Envy Young, Associate of Applied Science. Nadia Abed, Associate of Arts. Jamie Well P. Oliveras, High Honors. Robert J. Manley, Associate of Science.
All right, sorry, not sorry about the wind. At least it's not rain, right? The building behind you is named the Student Success Center, but what is sitting right in front of me is student success. So I want to thank you for making what we do here at RCBC look easy. You guys do all the hard work. So congratulations. Congratulations to all members of the class of 2022. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from your right to your left. Another thank you to the name readers. Everybody's name was read, right? Okay. Before we conclude, I want to applaud the faculty and staff who have worked tirelessly to prepare the next generation of leaders. Our faculty are right over here. Our staff are littered throughout. They're all doing triple duty, quadruple jobs today. I want to thank all the family and friends on the other side here in the audience. Come on, let's thank our family and friends who have supported our graduates every step of their journey. And of course, one final round of applause for our graduates. Come on, everybody. Congratulations on your accomplishments. No one can take that away from you. As we conclude this morning's ceremony, I ask that our guests remain standing at your seats while our platform guests exit and lead faculty, staff, and graduates out of this quad. We're done.